So Ruben Kuin, whose name I'm definitely pronouncing wrong, is a Democratic congressman who is resigning. And he's resigning because there are multiple allegations of sexual harassment against him. And he doesn't want to run for re-election. There's pretty much no way he'd get re-elected anyway. So he will be stepping down at the end of his term. But what's interesting is we already have a Justice Democrat running against Rubin. Now, Amy Vilela is an absolutely incredible candidate, and I'm going to show you a clip of her here. This is a video from a while ago, but it shows you why she's running. She's right on all the policy stuff, but she has an amazing personal story that led to her deciding to run. So let's watch, and then we'll come back, and there's a lot more to this story that I have to tell you.
I have been advocating non-stop for healthcare across Nevada, as well as across the nation. I've been telling the story of my daughter, Shalyn. 2 years ago, Shalyn went to the emergency room with nearly all the signs, symptoms, and risk factors of a blood clot. Because she was unable to provide proof of health insurance, she was denied the appropriate care, which ultimately led to her dying in my arms from a pulmonary embolism. Her death at the hands of our nation's barbaric, profit-driven healthcare system, tragically, is an all-too-familiar story. The fight, not only against repealing the ACA, but for expanded and improved Medicare for All, has become my calling. I didn't choose this fight, it chose me. Recently, at yet another town hall, I once again witnessed a self-proclaimed progressive congressman regurgitating the same old corporatist rhetoric, circumventing the real reason our healthcare system is failing: profit. As a businesswoman, I understand all too well that insurance and pharmaceutical companies are solely motivated by profit margins. But I'm not just a businesswoman. I'm a human, a grieving mother, a Nevadan, and now an activist. I know that healthcare is a human right, not just another consumer product. In order to ensure that all Americans have quality, comprehensive healthcare, we must remove profit margin from the equation. We must fight loudly and proudly for Medicare for all. We don't have time to wait around for career politicians, their donors, or special interests to do the right thing. We need bold action now. We need representatives in Washington that understand the stakes of this fight and who will never stop advocating for the people.
Okay, so incredible person, incredible candidate. She's fighting because this is really, really personal to her. This is why she's running for office. I mean, I remember I covered the story of her daughter and how her daughter died back when it happened. And it broke my heart, because when you read the details of the story and how it unfolded, it's crystal clear that if we had a Medicare for All system, her daughter wouldn't be dead. So she went through, deep depression and grief, and came out the other end of it saying, I have to make sure this doesn't happen to other people. I have to make sure they don't experience the pain that I experienced. So, her main thing is Medicare for All. And you could tell she's not going to give up the fight. And she's also really, really big on getting money out of the political system. As a Justice Democrat, of course, she's taking no corporate PAC money. So, listen, she has a very good chance of winning because of what happened with Rubin, with the allegations against him and him stepping down, or him, not running for re-election. But guess what? The Democratic establishment has decided, Amy Vilela, forget her. We're not interested in her. We don't care about her. So there's been, before Rubin even stepped down, there were countless articles about, well, this guy's future is in jeopardy, so something needs to be done. And then in the articles about this, they don't mention that he already has an opponent with an amazing personal story and an amazing platform that she's running on. Again, a candidate whose daughter died because we don't have Medicare for all, running on a platform of Medicare for all, running to get money out of politics, taking no corporate PAC money, and they act like she doesn't exist. And this is something we've run into time and time again. You guys remember, we covered the story from Politico. They wrote an article that said, Bernie Sanders' wing of the party is like, giving a pass to the Hillary Clinton wing of the party. What on earth are you babbling about? They wrote an article that is utterly made up. We have over 30 Justice Democrat candidates. So what are you talking about? They just make it up. So here you have a race where the Democratic establishment wants a corporate Democrat to replace Rubin, so they just pretend like Amy doesn't exist. Nope, she doesn't exist. Amazing personal story, amazing candidate, amazing platform, doesn't exist. So look at this. This is from an article on Rubin, and his political future is uncertain. They say, on the Democratic side, some potential contenders are already being discussed should Cohen decide to retire. Some names that have circulated include Representative Steve Horsford, who previously represented the seat but lost in 2014, and State Senator Yvonne Conchella, who represents Cohen's old state Senate seat. One Nevada source said Thursday that State Senator Pat Spearman and North Las Vegas Mayor John Lee have also been rumored to consider running. They're floating all these names, people who aren't in the race. They're speculating, hey, maybe we can get this person, maybe we can get this person. They're totally ignoring a candidate who's already in the race, is not corrupted by big money, and is running on a platform of Medicare for all because her daughter died because she didn't have Medicare for all. Are you fucking kidding me with how pathetic this media is? I mean, that is gross incompetence at best, negligence at worst. Because let's face it, chances are, the people writing articles like this, they have a direct line to Democratic leadership, to fucking Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer and the DNC bigwigs like Tom Perez. And what are those people going to say? Those people don't give the time of day or any consideration to backing a candidate who's actually for Medicare for all and who's going to look out for the people and who's an amazing candidate with an amazing story. Fucking far left gnat. Get him out of here, Amy represents a philosophy that the overwhelming majority of the American people agree with, therefore dismiss her because we need a corporatist. We need somebody who's going to do the bidding of the establishment, who's going to play ball with big pharma and health insurance companies and Wall Street. So she's not even an option. We're not going to bring her up even though she's already running. Instead, we're going to fucking float the names of people who we wish would run, who aren't running, who are more establishment Democrats. It's fucking disgusting. It's abysmal. It's pathetic. I told you, the biggest enemy of what we're doing is not negative press. You can give negative press to somebody and they could still win because you're still talking about them. And people go, yeah, you're trying to shit on this person, but you know what? I disagree. I kind of like what they stand for. I'm going to vote for them. The biggest enemy is when we don't get covered at all. Because you just pretend like, hey, they're not there. Justice Democrats aren't there. Populists aren't there. People who actually believe in these things aren't there. So, yeah, don't cover them. And that's the way that they're going to try to defeat us. They're going to deny our existence as much as possible. Well, I want to make it so they fucking can't deny our existence. I want to make it so that on election day, they go, holy shit, we didn't see this coming. But all these people who weren't on the radar of the Democratic establishment at all are the ones who swept. That's what I want to happen. But we need you. So listen, one of the reasons why they want to dismiss somebody like Amy, apart from the obvious, hey, she's actually for Medicare for all and getting money out of politics, so, real populist, gross. let's not pay attention to her. But it also has to do with money. Hey, she doesn't have the backing of people with a shitload of money and corporations, so what are we going to do? We can't take her seriously because, look, she doesn't have that much money. Well, let's change that. We need to raise more money for her so that we can get her name out there more. And we need you to use word of mouth to talk about these candidates, because there's a lot of people who don't know about them. So you should go to justicedemocrats.com and read through the candidates to make sure there's not one in your district, because maybe there is and you don't know about them. So go to justicedemocrats.com, read through all the candidates so you know who's who and what's going on. But for Amy, listen, I'm going to leave the link for her below, okay? And this is for her fundraising, and I really want us to come out strong for her here, because I want to show the establishment. I want to show them that their way of doing it, getting big pharma lobbyists and health insurance lobbyists to fund campaigns, that's not the only way, and that way is bad because it means you're going to do the bidding of those people. What if we had regular people fund Amy $27 at a time like Bernie Sanders? What about that? Then she'll represent the people, and they will be supporting her because of her ideology and because of what they know she's going to do for them. So let's really come out strong for Amy here. I'm going to leave the link in the video description box. It's the first link. Please click that link and donate to her campaign and show her that, if she's going to fight for you, we are not going to abandon her. And the media can fucking disrespect us as much as possible and ignore us and pretend we don't exist. But guess what? The people are still going to be there, okay? We're still here, and we're still going to fight for her. And you can fucking cover your eyes as much as possible, but when you have people power, when you have average Joes on your side, well, then we can still win, despite all of the biases against us, which in this case are so clear that, frankly, it's stunning. I mean, how do you write an article? Hey, who's going to replace this guy if he steps down? Let's not talk about the fucking candidate who's already in the race with an amazing platform and personal story. Forget that. Let's speculate about these people. Fuck you. Fuck you, corporate media. We're going to go around you if you don't cover us like you should cover us. So please, donate to Amy. The link is below in the video description box.